Yo, what is happening? My name is Afton and welcome to episode 11 of the Cyber series, where we're going to be building an epic sci-fi city. And today we gotta stock up on a bunch of blue spruce wood because it's only spawning for about a week longer at the time of recording this video. And we also need to deck out the attic of the cyber storage building because right now it is completely unfinished. And we need to make room for the Christmas gifts that we stocked up on in between episodes. As you guys can see, we have a ton of gifts down here, which now the gifts are off sale, so we can't stock up on them anymore. Luckily though, we still have the blue steel axe in its little hiding spot over here, which if you guys didn't notice, we actually have the blue steel axe on mine and Jab's back because I actually just released a new UGC for the blue steel axe, which you guys should pick up. If you get it, then you can have an actual Lumber Tycoon 2 item on your back, which is so dope. So there will be a link in the description to that. Basically, during the stream that we got stocked up on all of those gifts, Jab actually bought one of the most expensive items in the game. Actually, this is the most expensive gift we've ever gotten. And yeah, it opens to an ATV, which is super awesome. I don't know if it was worth all of that money, but Okay, yeah, laugh at me all you want for being a bad driver. We all just saw that, Jab. You are doing barrel rolls. That's gotta be a lot of vehicular damage, bro. Alright, well, Jab's over there being happy with his new ATV. We gotta go start working on, I guess, the shelves, because right now we're just waiting for all of the blue spruce trees to start spawning because this is a new server. It's gonna take a while before we actually get blue spruce trees actually spawning. So while we're waiting for that, we need to take care of this very laggy pile of gifts that we have down here. And yeah, like I said, up here is where we're gonna be storing them, so we need to come up with some designs for what we're gonna make this place look like. Right now it's looking kind of cool, but obviously very unfinished. It very much looks like the inside of something that wasn't meant to actually be seen. Right away I'm seeing spots where we can just pack a bunch of gifts, like right here. Jab, how did you even get that in here? You should not be driving an ATV inside of a building, bro. This is for... Okay, I guess it's technically an all-terrain vehicle, so technically I guess this counts, but okay. Oh gosh, I'm in the lag pit. So while we're waiting for more blue spruce to spawn and grow, we're just going to start building up here. So as you guys can see, we have these dark strips that are just there for the outside of the building. They make the building look really sweet from the outside, but if you go inside, they're just kind of not that presentable, but I still want to definitely use them. So we are going to utilize them just being here already for the design of this interior because they do look pretty nice. We just have to make everything around them look presentable, and we need to clean up things like this. So we're just going to start off with this little corner right here, which we have a bunch of gifts already here, but we need to move them temporarily. What are you doing? No, don't put them all down there. I guess we're gonna have to bring all of these back up there once we're ready for them. But right now, we need to make the shelves right here actually look presentable. So straight off the bat, I want to put a little wall back here because we kind of want to shorten this little section right here. Because if we put a shelf right here, then we're just going to have to stack a bunch of gifts all the way back to the back of the wall, and it's gonna be really awkward to get them all out. So I want to make things a little bit more accessible, so we're going to probably put a wall around about here is probably good. So just like that, that should fill it all in. We do have gaps on both sides. We're actually going to have to do some glitching for that. As you guys can see, if I were to just place in something like this, you can see that it is visible from the outside, which kind of looks a little bit weird. So to seal this off, I'm actually going to have to glitch some things. So I'm just going to get unwhitelisted by Jab since this is his base. And then Jab, could you whitelist me again? And gradually we're just going to make all of these things disappear that are in our way so that I can actually place this wedge right in here. As you guys can see, this looks like a post from this angle, but from this angle, only a tiny little sliver actually makes it to the outside, which means that this shouldn't actually even be visible from the outside, which is gonna be exactly what we want. And now, as you guys can see, Jeb has gone ahead and emove bead these two. So if we fill this in, as you guys can see, it still looks exactly like a post from this angle. But in theory, yeah, it doesn't show up over here at all, and that's just because only a tiny little sliver, the very tip of the wedge, actually shows through, which from what I can see is not even visible. So that's exactly what we want. And now we just gotta do the same thing on the other side. So I'm just gonna move this, press B, move this, and then press B. And as you guys can see, that is now completely gone. So now we should be able to place in the other 1/1 wedge right in here. And in case you're wondering why I'm leaving this little gap right here, it's actually because we're going to be placing some more 1/1 wedges on these sides. And yeah, that's looking pretty good. Since we are glitching, I'm just going to also do that with this. So I'm just going to press this, glitch this as well. And by the way, this is Jeb just unwhitelisting me, which is allowing them to disappear. So now I can actually just place these like this along the bottom, and just like that, we got this back row done. So now Jab just got these sides actually visible on my end, and yeah, that is looking super cool now. So now the next obstacle is going to be this lever right here. It's kind of in the way. It's what we're using to activate this door icon down here. So let's just go ahead and get these glitched out of the way as well. So I am just gonna move this real quick, wait for myself to get on whitelisted, which is indicated by it turning red. Let's just press B on that, and let's do the same thing for the wire right here. So just like that, that is now out of the way, and that should allow us to actually place in a large floor right there. So just do the same on the other side, and then for this little thing right here, we're actually going to place down some smooth walls like so, some skinny smooth walls. And yeah, we're just going to place down some 1/1 wedges right here just to round out this little counter right here. And as you guys can see, there's a little bit of gap right there, but I think we should actually be able to get away with just placing down this right here instead of doing a smooth wall. That's going to allow us to maintain the grain. If we just place both of those like so, that's actually going to save us a little bit of wood, and it still looks flush and clean. And yeah, so far this area is looking so much cleaner. Now on this side, I'm actually going to go ahead and place in some posts, and that's just going to make this look a little bit more framed. And I'm just gonna place this in right here, and Jab is actually doing the exact same thing on the other side, which is a little bit helpful because we're just mirroring this pretty much just like we always do. And now I actually want to do a pretty cool design. I'm actually going to place down some wedges right here, and hopefully that'll make things look a little bit better. I think we might need maybe a smooth wall stub right here or something. Can we place? Yeah, we can still fit in one of these short smooth walls, so I'm just gonna place that in right there. And now I'm just going to go ahead and place in a tiny floor right here just to cap that all off. And I think we're actually going to place down a long strip of posts along here, so that's just going to frame this little bit as well. And it looks like Jab is asking me to come with him, so we need to brace for the lag over here for some whatever reason. This massive pile of gifts is very laggy, but Jab, what is happening with this truck? I don't think that's where you attach the trailer. Oh my gosh, what is happening? I'm not touching my keyboard, bro. That is weird. Okay, well, oh gosh, Jab, what did you just do? I don't think that's right. What is that? Jab, I don't think that's extra storage. I think that's actually less storage. And you're going like very slowly. I guess if you ever want a truck that goes really slowly, that's how you make one. So I'm just gonna grab a bunch of birch wood. And Jeb, what are you doing? Stop putting birch wood over there. We need it upstairs. What are you doing? Why do you have dynamite? Stop it, bro. What? No. Efficiency? No. That is not efficient. What are you talking about? Bro, you are going 2 studs an hour, bro. That thing is slow. Okay, I guess I'll just leave you to that, Jab. I'm gonna get these upstairs. What? I just heard a giant explosion. What did you just do, Jab? Hold on. What? You took damage. What did you do? Don't be lighting off dynamite. Watch. No, Jab. What the heck just happened? So we're just gonna get all of these chopped up, and honestly, this is so freaking slow with this mini axe. As you guys can see, I have to like wait forever before I can chop again, and it just takes forever, whereas we actually have a brand new axe in the game called the refined axe that came out this year. It was in one of the gifts that we didn't actually stock up on this year because it was so expensive. I didn't want to risk it just in case it wasn't super useful, but it turns out that it was really useful, so we're gonna have to go grab ourselves one of those. It looks like Jab has a seller already, so that was really fast. Basically, the refined axe does crazy amounts of damage to anything that's already sawmilled, whereas it does no damage to logs and trees. So it looks like we got 2 refined axes right here, so I guess I'll pay, I think they're going for around about 50k each right now, so that's about the same exact price that you could get them for, so they didn't go up in price much. I'm just going to go ahead and pay him 100,000 lumber bucks like so. Let's go ahead and pick those up, and oh shoot, he's already left. Can I pick it up? Okay, I've picked it up. Nice. All right, so now we got ourselves some new refined axes, and these things are so nice. Let's just get one of these pieces up there so I can show you how nice these freaking axes are. So like I said, they do no damage to trees, but if we go ahead and just use it on this right here, you guys can see that this just absolutely shreds through this, and we can pretty much get 1x1 pieces pretty much instantly, so that's super nice. So yeah, let's just continue. I'm just gonna go ahead and place down some 1/1 wedges along the top right here, and that's just going to smooth out this little bit right here, which is gonna hopefully look pretty nice. And then we also need to replicate what we have over here on the other side, which I think Jab can do. And while he does that, I'm also going to fix this little area right here. We're going to smooth out this little spot. I'm gonna need to glitch these, so I'm just going to go ahead and move this, wait until I'm unwhitelisted by Jab, and now I can press B like so, and that's just going to make that disappear. And I think I'm also gonna need to do that with the large floor right here. So just like that, we can now place in our 1/1 wedge right here, and that looks really nice. And that's just going to give us a nice little corner wedge right here. This is the only kind of corner wedge we can do in Lumber Tycoon 2, unfortunately. So now I'm just going to fill in this little bit right here, and I think that should be everything. Now to make this look a little bit less, square right here, I'm actually going to go ahead and glitch this right here as well. So I'm just going to make that disappear, as well as these thin countertops I think are also going to get in the way. So I'm gonna just make these disappear as well, and now I should be able to actually place in a tiny floor right there, and then we're gonna take, I think, 2 or 3 tiny tiles. I'm not sure which one. Should we do 2 or 3? We'll try 2. So I'm just going to place in a 1x1 wedge, place it like so, and then place it upside down. And I think Jab can see how that looks. So how does that look, Jab? Yeah, 2. Okay, so let's just go ahead and destroy these, and I think Jab can just E-move B all of those, and I can see how it looks if he does that. And yeah, that is looking pretty good. Yeah, that looks a lot better. So yeah, that is all curved now. That is looking really nice. So next up, we're going to actually go ahead and place down a stub right here. And that's just going to go out by 2 studs. We're just gonna place down a row of posts right here, just because I kind of want to hide this little bit right here, which we had to do. There's just some thin countertops that stick out a little bit, so we need a little bit of space in order to hide those. So now I think right here we're actually going to have to glitch this in as well. So let's just get these out of the way real quick, and just like that, we should be able to place in a post right there. We're doing a lot of glitching, but hopefully that's gonna make everything look so cool. So right here, it looks like this is a little bit different than this side. We actually need to put in something right here. It just looks a little bit blocky, so I'm just gonna place in one of these. I'm not gonna have to glitch that in. If my calculations are correct, yeah, that's actually not going to look bad from the outside because that's not even a visible part, so that is looking just fine. I don't know if we can do that on the other side though, because oh, we actually can. Okay, let's try that. Let's just place one in right there, and yeah, that's just gonna make things look a little bit less boxy and a little bit more angular, which is what we're going for. So next, I'm just going to place down a little wedge right here, and that's also going to pretty much do the exact same thing, just make things look a little bit less boxy. So I guess now we can actually start putting in these dice gifts over here. So now I basically just want to replicate what we have on this side on the other side. So I'm gonna start off with a post. Let's see, can I rotate this in? I need to get that in right there. It's a 3 stud gap, so oh, looks like that worked right there. So we got that in. It is Z fighting because I did just rotate that in, and it looks like Jab is actually done putting in all of the dice gifts, so that is super nice. That is looking really good. So I'm just going to fill in this little bit right there. Now I'm just gonna place in one of these 1x1x1 wedges, and I guess we should probably do the same thing on the other side, which I just realized we can't actually be placing against that one because that's not on the grid. So let's place that right there, and next we need to just fill in these little bits right here. So I'm just gonna place down a couple of these right here, little tiny floors. I'm just gonna fill those all in. Yeah, that's looking pretty nice so far. And oh, Jab, looks like we have an extra one, so should we just open it? I guess we'll just open it. Yeah, good idea. Okay, moment of truth. Is it gonna be the super rare golden one? Let's open. Oh, I almost jumped out of my chair. If that was actually a golden one, it looked like a golden one for a second. But the golden one actually has glowing white text, so that's how you tell. If it's 6+, then what? You'll give me all of your money. Okay, yeah, deal. Sure. If it's over 6. Okay. Where did it go? 5? Really? No. Okay, well, it was worth a shot. I didn't have anything to lose from that. All right. Anyways, let's get back to building. I'm just gonna place in these just to make that look a little bit more round, because above this, we're actually gonna have a shelf, I believe. And I actually want to replicate what we have right here on the other side. And yeah, this refined axe is so nice, guys. Oh my gosh, it makes everything so fast. I can just get through this entire stick so quickly. I need to reorganize my inventory because I just keep opening my blueprint book. It is so annoying. Let's just drop this frost axe. We don't need it right now. I'll just put it in the fridge over here. Keep it nice and cool in here. All right, let's close that. And yeah, let's just replace it with my refined axe now. I'm gonna keep this blue steel axe on me because yeah, that blue spruce tree is looking pretty good. I don't see, oh, we do have a blue spruce tree over there. And then I guess the rest of them are in the taiga biome, which we're gonna have to get because they're only spawning for maybe a few more days, so we need to go quick and get as many blue spruce trees as possible. But yeah, I'll just give them a little bit more time to grow. And yeah, looks like everything is placed down. I guess I should probably get that filled in right here. And I actually have this 1/2x1 wedge that I can just fit in here. And that's actually gonna save us a little bit of wood because we don't have to use 2 tiny floors. It's just 1 blueprint, and it's not gonna be visible from the sides that it's actually a wedge. So yeah, we're just saving a little bit of wood here and there. Something that's kind of bothering me here is this smooth wall, which I guess we can actually remove, and then we can replace them with posts. Although I did place this post in right here, so I'm gonna have to place that in again because that's getting in the way, but I can just go ahead and place in a post right there. And yeah, that's gonna make things look a little bit less weird, and it's also gonna save us a little bit of space. So yeah, let's just place this post back where it was, and yeah, that should all be seamless now. Now we got this little space right here, which honestly, it looks a little bit jagged still. We could put in some of these wedges right here just to make things look a little bit more smooth, and it looks like we actually have a 1/6 stud gap, so we can actually replicate this side on the other side as well. So I just went ahead and placed in this side, and now everything is nice and symmetrical. So next we need to actually make this top shelf. So we're just going to fill in this back wall right here. And it looks like in order to do that, we're gonna need a short smooth wall and a short smooth stub, and then we're gonna place in some more skinny smooth walls like so. And just like that, we have the top shelf done to the point that Jab can start working on it. And now I'm gonna go ahead and place in a row of these skinny smooth walls all the way down this way. This is gonna go all the way until we can't go anymore, so it looks like that is the point that I can't go. And now we're going to go ahead and place in a row of posts like so, and we're gonna do that on both sides. So I'm gonna place in a row right here as well, and that's just gonna go all the way back on both sides. And now it looks a little bit weird, but trust me guys, it is completely fine. As you guys can see, that just kind of abruptly ends. We're actually gonna take a 2/2x1 wedge, place it on both sides like so, and that's actually going to hopefully make everything look just fine. So let's fill those in. That makes everything look nice and normal. So yeah, so far I really like the shape that this is coming out to be. Kind of looks really nice, especially with the colors. I can't wait to fill in this area and make it look really cool, because the colors already look so cool with the pink neon over here and then the cyans from downstairs. We just have decorations down here which are already lighting it up so cool. But yeah, now Jab's just gonna go ahead and place in all of those gifts, which is gonna be a little bit difficult to start out with because okay, it looks like Jab is just in the ceiling. Okay, it's perfectly fine. Let's get back to building. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and place in a post right here, and it looks like I'm also gonna have to place in another post right here, which I don't really want to have to put in some tiny floors, so I'm just gonna use a post, just rotate it in like so, and just like that, that should be everything. I think all we need to do at this point is just place in a tiny floor right in here, and that should make everything look nice and seamless. So yeah, we're just gonna have this nice little shelf that goes all the way around the top of the ceiling, and that's just gonna give us so much storage. We also need to make this little shelf usable. I mean, it is usable. I just want to make it look a little bit nicer because this is a little bit awkward. I'm just gonna go ahead and place in some posts all the way along the bottom, and that's going to give us this little cubby down here as well as this little cubby up here. So we're gonna have a lot of storage, and now we're just gonna do the same thing on the other side. So yeah, I think these gifts can just go up here. That's looking pretty good. And then on this side, it's a little bit weird because this is, I think, 4 studs back, so we might want to actually cap it off, because on this side it's actually 2 studs. So to make it all symmetrical, we're just gonna have to place in a big wall that goes all the way along just to make everything look right. And yeah, that's just going to make everything technically symmetrical. I don't know if it was that necessary, but I think it's gonna make things look a little bit less off. Then items aren't gonna be all the way back to the back on this side and then up to the edge on the other side. And it looks like Jab has actually got this whole shelf over here, this whole wall actually, nice and filled with the Doom gifts, so that's looking good. Now we just have these remaining items, so we definitely have a lot of space for these pink gifts. And yeah, Jeb's just gonna do that while I get this. We need to figure out what we're doing with this situation, because we need to put in a corner right here, and I don't know exactly how we're gonna do that. So I'm gonna try placing in a smooth wall stub right here, and I guess we'll place in another, or we could also just do a short smooth wall right here. I want to cover up this little situation right here we have with the thin countertops going out that far. So now we have this situation right here, which is a little bit better. It is covering up that little awkward spot. So I think in order to finish this off, I'm just gonna place a couple of these And then we're definitely going to need to smooth things out with some 1 by 1 wedges. So I'm just gonna place one right there, and that's going to smooth that out. And then also right here, but as I said, we can't have that extend all the way. I guess we could technically do it for a little bit longer, so we can just use a post and we could save a little bit of wood, but we do need to have it end like so. And yeah, that's kind of what it's going to look like. That's kind of the solution I came up with. It doesn't look that bad, to be honest. So yeah, that is done right there. Jab is just getting all of those gifts on that shelf. And yeah, now we need to turn our attention to over here because I think we don't actually need this smooth wall right here, so that's in the way. But basically, oh, I can actually place this right here. That's gonna be super handy. Basically, we need to make this area look a little bit more presentable, and we need to actually put in some really cool features. And now I'm actually realizing that this is going to be a little bit off center if we have this shelf stick out this far on this side. It was just something that would make this side work over here for this area, but I think if we go over here, it just looks a little bit off to have this shelf hanging out a little bit too far compared to this side. So to make everything symmetrical, I'm actually gonna go back on this decision. So I'm just going to move these out of the way for now. We might use them for this little area, so I'm not going to destroy them yet. And I think these posts are still going to come in handy, but we do have this little wall, back wall that we put in. I'm just going to remove all of that. And yeah, we can remove these smooth walls right here and just move these posts back. And that's going to make these top shelves 2 studs wide. So yeah, now everything has been pushed back. We still have this little gap right here, but I think we should actually be able to fix it with some of these smooth walls that we used earlier. So I'm just gonna place that right there, and I think we might actually be able to use some of these smooth walls for this area right here. So I'm just gonna cover up this little spot, but actually before I do that, I want to place in some of these wedges right here, and that's just going to seal off that little spot right there. And hypothetically, that should not show through. So if we move this, yeah, you cannot see those because they are wedges. With that in, I can just place this back in right here. And yeah, that is all seamless. We just got to do the same thing on the other side now. And there we go. Now in a little bit I'm gonna put in some wedges to make this all smooth, but before we do that, looks like Jab has ran out of space with all of these gifts, so we need to work on this spot. Just gonna place down some tiny floors right here, and that's just gonna extend that a little bit. And now I'm gonna go take our smooth walls that we still have over here, and I'm gonna use them to block off this little area, so this only goes back 2 studs deep. And that way Jab can just continue putting on all of the gifts. And now we just gotta work on this spot right here. This is a little bit of a disaster. I think we're gonna need some short smooth walls right here, and then I think we're gonna need an extra blueprint for this one up here. Yeah, just get a short smooth wall stub, place that in, and yeah, that should seal everything off sufficiently. And then once again, we need some tiny floor blueprints right here. And now with that done, I'm just gonna go ahead and place in some of these 1/1 wedges all the way along. And yeah, looks like that all fits perfectly. So let's just fill all of that in, and that's just gonna smooth out that little curve. Next, I kind of messed this spot up, so we're gonna have to fix that. So I'm just gonna place in a smooth wall stub right there, and then just a short smooth wall right there, and that should actually fix everything. And yeah, that's looking a lot better. I do want to make it look a little bit nicer and a little bit less jagged, so let's try putting in a little wedge right there. Let's see, does that look good? Let's just place that in right there. Yeah, that looks pretty good. So yeah, now this area is looking a lot nicer. It looks not that futuristic just because right now we're not using any neon wires. We're just using this very soft light. If you go over here, this looks a lot more futuristic just because we're using a lot of neon wires over here. We're not even trying to light this place up. It's just from the neon wires down here. It just looks so nice. Now I think it is actually time to put in a skylight and a little, I guess, floor light. I don't know. It's basically just going to be a floor window. So we're just going to place these in like so. So we've just filled in this little ceiling area. Then we're gonna put in a smooth wall like so, and then a skinny smooth wall on both sides. And now I think we're gonna need to grab a large glass pane, which, oh no, it's turning night. Dang it. Okay, well, I guess we do have this little blue spruce tree which we can cut down in the meantime. I guess Jab's gonna do that. Jab. Where'd Jab go? I think he flung. He just left the server, so I assume he was about to lose his axe. Good old blue steel axe, and its ability to fling you if you're not careful. And yeah, blue spruce is only spawning for a few more days at the time of recording, so we need to get as much as we can. There's also this tree over here, which I guess we can go ahead and cut down. It's looking, I don't know, it's a little bit, I'll give it some time. It's a little bit small. And we have another one over here, but that's a little bit small too. Alrighty guys, it's daytime now, so we're just gonna go grab some glass. I think we need a few glass panes and then some glass doors. Yeah, we're just gonna grab those from Fancy Furnishings real quick. Let's get this back to the storage. So yeah, now we're just gonna go ahead and place in some glass doors right there. And then a glass pane right in here. So now we have a little glass walkway right here so we can see down to the auto unloader down there. And then we can also get some roof access just by opening those. So we're gonna need a ladder right here, by the way. So let's just place those in right about here. I think that should be perfect. And now we should be able to get up to the roof. So yeah, that is awesome. And if we want to close it off, we can always just close those. And yeah, now it's all sealed. So that is awesome. So now I'm just going to glitch in some wedges on all of the corners just to make everything look a little bit more rounded. So I'm just going to move this, wait for on whitelist, and press B, and that's going to allow me to place in some 1x1x1 wedges on each of the corners. And now we got to do the exact same thing for these doors. And yeah, that actually looks dope, guys. Honestly, that is so awesome. A nice little pocket into the real world from this awesome futuristic sci-fi storage for all of our gifts. It's honestly, it looks so nice. I'm surprised that we got this area to look a lot better because it was in pretty rough shape beforehand. And now we've got it all stocked with all of these gifts. We do need to put in a bunch more items over along these shelves over here and along the top right here. So yeah, now we have this beautiful little skylight up here with the doors that actually open, which is super nice. So we got access up to the ceiling and we can just look straight down. That looks so cool. I'm super happy with the way that that has turned out. And yeah, just overall this storage building is exceeding my expectations for sure. It looks so freaking good, guys. But yeah, I think we're gonna need to go grab all of the blue spruce trees. So we got that blue spruce tree over there, and then we have that other one, and then I guess we have that one over there. So let's just get to chopping this right here. And just like that, we got a blue spruce tree. And for some reason, we don't have a vault truck. A vault truck would definitely make this really nice because we could just clamp it down and take it back to our base. But for some reason, we don't have one of those yet. So maybe that's a thing for the next episode. Let's just get this back to the base. And then we have this very, very strange tree. I don't know what's going on with this thing. It's a little bit of a midget, so let's just cut off all of its limbs. And now let's shove it through our sawmill. And yeah, that should be those trees done. I think there are some in the taiga, which I don't know what happened to Jab. I think he might be getting some right now. Now it looks like Jab got the other one, and I think that should be it for the mainland, and then we gotta go over to the taiga and get whatever is in there. And once again, this is just by being in a server for a long time. It's a VIP server, so we didn't have any competition. No one was trying to get our trees, so we could just get all of them. Yeah, now we can use your TNT jab. We finally have a use for it. I don't know how useful it's gonna be. Maybe we'll get some more blue spruce in the next episode if we get to recording in time. And after it stops spawning, we're going to be able to resell it to other players probably. Just like with all the items, I know that blue spruce definitely is in high demand a lot of the time, so... Oh my gosh, Jab, what is that driving? There's a tree there, Jab. Okay, so we got this blue spruce right here. Let's just go ahead and cut that one down. It's pretty small, but yeah, we need to end this episode, so we're not going to wait for it to grow anymore. And then we got this nicely sized one. That's pretty good. Definitely ready to chop, so let's just chop this one down. And yeah, I think that is 2 trees down. Now we just have 1 more in the taiga. And that should be everything. So yeah, I can't wait to have all of this blue spruce wood just ready to use for our future builds. Blue spruce trees are pretty rare, but if you're in a private server for long enough, you're pretty much guaranteed to get 6. Oh my gosh, I swear. You cannot be in first person with the blue steel axe. It's just a bad idea. All right, let's chop that one in half, Jab. And yeah, that should be everything. Let's get this all back to our base and get it all into our sawmill. Oh my gosh, we have such a beautiful pile of this stuff. Quite a bit, guys. That's quite a bit. So that is what we got from this server. Not bad. Not bad at all. And with all of that blue spruce gathered, we are now done for this episode. So we got all of these wobbly gifts of doom and despair all on these shelves. I did a little bit of it during the stream, and then the rest of them were put on the shelves by Jab for this episode. And then a few extras for the twinkly gift had to be put down here because we had too much to fit on the shelves for up here. But yeah, we got all of these nice and stocked up on. We got all of the dye gifts, the twinkly gifts, the bubbly gifts, and the sign gifts over here. And then over here it just looks so freaking cool, especially with that planet just through the window. That looks so freaking cool. I know it's the moon, so it's not technically a planet, but just imagine it being a planet because this is supposed to look kind of like a spaceship. That's kind of what we're going for with the interior design, kind of like a space pod basically. But yeah, this looks so freaking cool. I love the way everything's turning out. But yeah, that's gonna pretty much do it for this episode. We got a lot done with this little area right here. We do still have some finishing touches to do to this building, but yeah, it's coming along pretty well. We're gonna get to that in the next episode. And yeah, I just want to take a second to thank the channel members real quick. Thank you everyone who has become a member of the channel. It means a lot to me. And by the way, guys, if you want to become a member, you can just press the join button next to the subscribe button to become a member. You can get early access to videos like these, as well as a whole ton of perks. I highly recommend you look over those. Also, guys, make sure that you check out this epic blue steel axe UGC. It is so awesome. I'll leave a link in the description in case you guys want to buy it for your Roblox avatar, because it just looks so dope. And yeah, with that said, I'll see you guys in the next episode of the Cyber series once it's out. See you guys!